Reaction Podcast.
Viz Reactions Podcast.
That's the intro. Hello, everybody.
Shit, I forgot.
I was like, Joe's going to do the intro. Starts noshing it off.
I think even the intro for like the last 4 or 5, and I think I've just got used to you doing the intro.
The last 4 or 9
podcasts. Welcome back to the Viz Reactions Podcast. The only...
episode number 20.
The only episode number 20.
No one, everyone else does 19 and then 21.
Yeah, we're the only one that's been going for... I can't speak. How are you, mate?
Good.
Was there a water bottle in the way? Was it in the frame?
Just saw it on the frame. So just moved it for the audio.
That's why we're the only 5-star podcast, because we're so professional.
Hey, but no, I'm good. Like I said just before we started this, I'm pretty glad we didn't record the podcast the other day.
Oh my god, mate. The hottest day of the year, and it didn't occur to me that it would be awful to be stuck in a room with lights on.
This room gets sweaty as it is, just doing a normal podcast with the lights and everything enclosed.
Yeah, so I just text Will do you want to do the podcast? And he's like, mate, not sitting in that room when it's this hot.
37
and
degrees.
I didn't even realise. So then that same day I was then sat dripping with sweat playing Minecraft in here. Yep, glad I'm not doing the podcast.
I got the train back from Manchester.
Oh, was it full as fuck?
Is like being in a sardine can anyway.
Oh no.
And the train in front of mine was delayed for whatever reason, so mine couldn't leave. So I was on the train at the time,
there.
Standing up at the time where it's supposed to leave, and it was 50 degrees on the train.
Oh my god.
And then some guy on The Voice...
On The Voice,
the TV
Tom
show.
Jones. Tom Jones pressed his button, turned his chair around.
Then Will.i.am came on and he was like, right, boys, we're going to be delayed.
It's too hot in here, guys. Sorry, I had to press my buzzer. No one's singing, but it's just too hot.
A bit hot, isn't it? So yeah, I just got off the train and stood on the platform for 20 minutes because it was a lot colder than being on the train itself. I was sweating from my entire body.
Oh my god.
Every bit of skin that I have had water on it just from standing on the train.
Had water on it. Not from sweat. He was covered in water.
We had a pool party in the train. Thanks, Tom Jones.
Thanks for the pool party, Tom Jones.
Thanks, Mary Berry.
Thanks, Mary Berry. I was going to say that.
She came around the train with confectionery.
Oh, mate. Wet t-shirt party with Mary Berry.
Why do you think I'm wearing a white t-shirt?
Hey. Will just took a big mouthful of water when I said that as well. And I thought it was going to go everywhere.
Almost. I can control my mouth.
You can't control your mind to think of words before you start talking.
I can control.
I am in control. That right. That usually doesn't get picked up very well on the microphones, but I feel like that was picked up really well. That happens all the time. You make that fucking weird noise with your chest.
I'm not making it. It's my alien making it inside me.
Your alien?
My alien.
What's he called? Your Alix? Is he called Alix? Hello, this is my alien called Alix.
No, it's because I was saying I'm in control, so it was like, no, fucking not doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, as aliens being in control of you go, sounds pretty fair. Do you think that's got something to do with you not being able to burp?
Maybe.
We've talked about this on the podcast before, I think, that you're not able to burp. But I think that's your body trying to be like, I would need to burp right now. So instead of it going out, it's going in.
I think it's because I've got a weird rib cage. I think we've talked about this before.
I don't think we have. I didn't know this.
Just you've
got a weird rib cage.
So my rib cage for the audio,
people,
for the video people, and the audio people, I'll
audio describe what he's doing.
My ribs kind of scoop in and then out instead of most people.
Oh, you got a lumpy boy.
Yeah, most people are just straight down or they curve the other way.
It kind of looks like you got udders.
Right then.
You got your nipples there. You got your nipples there.
And when I was born, apparently the doctor said to my mum, "Oh, he's got a very
he's got udders,
rib cage, and a massive cock."
So much so it looks like an ud.
Ooh, well, I'm not going to say what I just thought of it.
William the cow, Milky Boy.
But yeah, apart from that, I'm thinking I'm all right. It's got a weird rib cage, but even though, so it was 37 degrees. I think in Cambridge, I heard on the radio it was like 38.6 degrees or something. That was the hottest it got, which breaks records for like the UK.
Yeah,
I think.
Wait, it was the hottest it's ever been in the UK.
It's Cambridge. Not officially confirmed yet. They're investigating it in case it was a conspiracy.
Oh, which is we're going to record another podcast today. And it's going to be about conspiracy theories, so make sure to check that out. I don't know when it's going to go up, or if it already has. I don't even know what's going to go up first. Who knows? But there will be a conspiracy theorist episode. Mate, we can't. The heat has fried our brains.
What is it now? It's like 20-something. Which is 10 degrees lower than it would have been.
Yeah.
And it's pretty hot anyway.
Well, I think we've drank more in this podcast than we have in any of the previous ones. Like, I just keep on reaching.
Not beer, water.
Oh, yeah.
Drank a fair amount of beer in the podcast.
Yeah, beer go quickly. So, speaking of heat frying our brains, I feel like all of the Conservative Party's brains must be fried because Boris Johnson is now our Prime Minister. What the fuck? Like, I genuinely don't think... Like, it doesn't matter if you're... I'm not very politically, like, inclined. I don't really care about... I care about politics as much as I don't want an orangutan being our Prime Minister. But
I'd vote for an orangutan.
Over Boris Johnson, yeah.
No, over everyone. Doesn't matter.
But yeah, I'm not like Labour's the best or like the Conservatives are the best. I think I lean closer to Labour, but not any particular person. No one's kind of made me go, oh, I care about politics.
I care about that person.
Yeah, but people make me go, oh, I really don't care about that person.
Yeah.
And Boris Johnson is definitely one of those people that I definitely didn't want to be Prime Minister.
I used to say as a meme, when Boris was a meme, when he did like charity football matches and stuff, when he used to like go in and rugby tackle people, and when he was zip wiring and he got stuck above London with some flags, like he was literally a meme, and I was like, I'd vote for him if he was Prime Minister, thinking that it would never happen. And
because it was a joke.
Yeah, because it was a meme.
Like when Trump became president, I remember thinking that's like if Boris Johnson became Prime Minister. That was like a far-fetched idea for me. That was stupid. Part of me does quite like the fact that he's Prime Minister because of the memes. Like, if it's completely out of my control and it's unavoidable. If it was like Jeremy Hunt who got voted in, I don't know if we'd necessarily be in that much of a better situation because they were the two choices.
Change it much either way, no matter who it was.
Boris is a bit of a meme.
Yeah, so would you like
funny.
Cunt or cunt is a meme?
Jeremy Hunt the cunt. Or Boris Johnson, who's a cunt, but he's good. He's not good at memes. He just is a meme.
Yeah, I don't understand why people were like so surprised and outraged on the day that he got announced, because the second that Theresa May announced that she was getting stepped down,
he's been number one since then.
Probably going to be Boris Johnson after, isn't it then?
Yeah, there were a couple other people, but like one of the other runners was Michael Gove, who's fucked the education system and everyone hates, and he looks like a slimy weasel. So our choices weren't very good. I don't think the Conservative Party does very well for representatives, because every single one of their members that I've ever seen, I'm either like, they look like an arsehole or they look like a nonce. And most of the time, it's both of them.
Out of all of them, I don't really mind Theresa that much, to be fair.
I hated her at the start because she seemed to be really against like women's rights and stuff, and I was like, I don't understand when women are against women's rights and they like campaign against things that aren't like that. But compared to like, I guess I don't. It's hard. She's not got very good standards to compare to. So it's like saying that turd looks the nicest. Yeah. I'd prefer to eat that turd compared to all the other turds. Like,
no matter who's in power, there's always going to be people who are vastly opposed to them and people who are fighting for them. Just get on with it.
Yeah, everyone just seems. I think politics end up being kind of, I need to be going completely against the other side like on all of my points. So yeah, exactly. Like, it's not black and white. It should be like, I agree with such and such's point on this thing. However, this one thing I disagree on, rather than it being, well, you're wrong on everything. Fake news.
You can do there's a website, I can't remember what it's called, but it asks you loads of questions, and based on how you answer them,
it tells you
which way you sway for
left and right,
economical policies or environmental policies. And mine was like one way for one thing, one way for the other thing, one way for
really.
It was pretty evenly split.
Yeah, I feel like mine would be similar as well, because one of the people that I watch for news is Philip DeFranco.
And you're going to say Dad?
Yeah, and I trust him because whenever he's putting across his opinion, he makes it very clear he's putting across his opinion. He doesn't, he doesn't try and sway you to think a certain way unless it's about like a child rapist or something like that, and then he's like, don't really need to say that it's my opinion that he's a monster.
What's good about Philip Franco though is he tells the story first and then does his opinion.
Exactly, yeah, rather than making the whole entire thing an opinion piece and swaying it from a certain angle. Like there's a person that my mum and dad watch called, I knew I was going to say called and then not remember his name. He's the bird, John Oliver. He's the bird in the new Lion King.
Okay.
Zazu. Yeah, Zazu. Yeah. He has like a news show. It's like a late night show, and he mixes jokes into it, and he does it all live, and it's like quite impressive.
Decent.
But every single piece is completely opinionated. Like, I don't think he kind of almost seems like he's hiding it, like his opinion is fact kind of thing. And he does say some facts in there, but it's definitely like leaning a certain way. And even though I might agree with, I'd say 80% of what he's saying, it's definitely like biased, and I don't want to consume any media that way, where if it's already being put forward to me as like, you will like this thing, and then I like it, it's not going to like go against anything that I'm thinking of, it's not going to change my opinion on anything, so what's the point in like consuming media that you're just like, yes I agree, I agree.
Well, I think there's just a lot of morons in the world that can't use their brain to think maybe what they're saying might not be 100% fact or true. I'll go and research it myself and come up with my own opinion. Unfortunately, there's a lot of idiots.
Like, there are so many people that just go, Brexit is wrong.
Or like, the other way.
Or Brexit is right. Yeah. And I'm like, how can you say either of those things? Because there are points to every single argument, and you can say, I don't agree with these points, but you can't say the whole entire thing is just wrong, because it's not wrong, it's full of opinionated points, and you can stand on either side of that debate. And then within that, there's then even like no deal Brexit and all that kind of stuff. So there's just so many layers to every
Wild West out there.
Yeah, there's just so many layers though. You can't just say like every person on that side is a racist, because that's just not how it works. And I don't think everyone on that side, even if they're agreeing with racist points, are necessarily racist. They're just being blinded by the propaganda that was like, the NHS thing that was like, we're going to get all this funding from the NHS, all that bus that lied about shit.
That was fake news.
Yeah, and it was stupid, but people that thought that was true, you can't then just call them a racist because they thought that was true. If you vote for Brexit because of that, it's not their fault that it was incorrect. So, I don't know. Didn't mean to get a rant about
politics.
Politics.
Edition.
Jesus.
Very rare edition.
Yeah. I wanted to just talk about how much Boris Johnson was a bit of a meme, but
it's a bit.
I got quite heated. Don't know where that came from.
We'll give it him for a little bit, see how he does.
We'll give it him? What are we giving him?
Prime Minister's job.
Oh, right. You're letting... First reactions are letting him do it.
First reactions get the final...
Yeah. Final say on the Prime Minister.
Imagine on BBC News, the votes are in and Boris Johnson has 70% of them. However, we must now go to Will and Joe from First Reactions podcast to see if he passes the test.
And I've just got news. It's very hot in Joe's room, so they aren't there at the moment. We're going to have to wait till Saturday to find out if Boris Johnson will be the Prime Minister.
The whole country's on hold waiting for us to cool down.
Sorry, I can't do Friday. I've finished work and then I'm going out. All right, okay, no worries. Then
no worries.
We'll wait till Saturday to find out if our orangutan Prime Minister will be a thing. Back to you in the studio.
Finally, we get on. We're like... Just give it the orangutan and leave.
An actual orangutan.
An actual orangutan.
We get an orangutan in between us and we're like,
That's what we
give
do.
it to him, mate.
We just go to Chester Zoo and bring him back.
That's what we
Kidnap
were
an
doing from
orangutan.
Thursday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chester
good
Zoo
news.
mugged me off.
Wait, what?
So I got my dad. I sponsored an orangutan for a year for my dad for a Christmas present.
Nice.
Because he likes orangutans and they're funny. And with the package, you get like a cuddly toy orangutan. You're supposed to get pictures of the one that you sponsor and your name.
Yeah, you get it
should
like
be on
every month or something like that. I think
No.
you're supposed to get like a picture saying
something
like,
that.
"Oh, thank you,
What's
Will."
he doing? Yeah, your £5 a month has paid for this.
Yeah.
And you're
you
supposed
get
to
any
get
of
your name on a plaque like outside the enclosure,
Yeah.
saying that thanks to these guys sponsoring Maurice,
More
which was actually the name of the one that I sponsored.
as in Maurice.
Yeah.
Maurice.
Maurice the orangutan.
That's such a good name for an orangutan.
And then
I feel like that's in like an animated like film or something. It's so good. It sounds
Maurice
like it should be.
is one of the guys from Madagascar, I think. You know King Julian?
Oh
It's
yeah.
his mate that like follows him around going, now King Julian.
is he
I think
called
he's called Maurice. I think.
Mate, before you carry on with how Chester Zoo mugged you off, I'm just gonna Google Maurice.
What does he come up with?
It's
film
a
from
film
1987.
With I thought that was Jake Gyllenhaal.
What's
That's
he
what
doing?
he's doing.
Just naturally segmenting into what.
All of these people. I just went on images. All of these people look weird as fuck. I'll be putting what the fuck.
Well, that is a monobrow.
I'll be putting some pictures on the screen for the video people.
I sponsored that guy with a monobrow.
Yeah, as an orangutan.
But no, you get a free ticket to go. So my dad went, and he went to see his name on the plaque, and it just wasn't there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Just
well
Chester
grim.
Zoo mugging me off.
Well, I assume quite a few people would sponsor. Do they
Probably.
just
I don't know.
stop writing the names on the
Yeah,
plaque
maybe.
at some point? And also, once your name's written on the plaque, if you then stop sponsoring,
Yeah, I think they'd have to take it off. But that's quite a big. That's
so
quite
they'd
a
have to
hefty
do
task. Yeah.
a plaque every month because not everyone would start subscribing at the same
Yeah.
time. So at least monthly, they'd have to take down the plaque, write everyone's name on that's carried on.
Yeah, that's quite hard.
subscribing.
Put a whiteboard and rub them off.
Yeah, we've written your name down. You know, like thought Twitch streamers that have the whiteboard in the background. It's
Donations
like-
on Twitch, yeah.
Yeah.
On YouTube, depending on how much you donate, like your donation stays at the top for longer. Come on, Chester Zoo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They need to do. I know what you mean.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
the super chats and all that. You
Yeah.
need to get super chats. Is
Super
what we're
chats.
saying.
Super chat.
Super Chad,
Speaking of monkeys, and you mentioned Zazu before.
Lone King.
You went to see the Lone King yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, the Lone
And so
King.
did I, but separately.
But separately. What did you think? I know you said you thought it was good.
It's not actually called the Lone King for people. You probably realise we're talking about the Lion King. I just sent Joe a text, and my phone auto-corrected lion to lone. So we both went to watch a film about someone who took
Lone
out some
King.
money.
And it was very good. He was the king of loans.
Yeah.
Wait, do you think that's why the film was called The Lone King?
Because he was the king of
Because
loans.
he was the king of loans. Oh, I should have realised.
Now we know. Have to watch it again. It'll be completely different.
Right, let's kill that.
The
meme.
Lion King was my favourite Disney movie when I was younger.
Oh,
I just
same.
watched it loads and
100%.
loads, so I just loved it just because of that, really.
Did you get goosebumps at all? Because I got like major goosebumps.
No, but I don't tend to get goosebumps. Like, I've been in the cinema with you before, and you're like, "Well, I've got goosebumps."
Oh, I was like, oh, that
Joe,
was sick.
it's still the adverts.
The black screen comes up. Like,
Yeah.
Will, I just came in my pants.
Right then, I'm gonna move.
She's just like moved to the next chair.
No, it was really. It was absolutely fantastic.
That's a meme callback.
James meme, which we can say because he probably won't be watching this. So next time James comes on the podcast for a film review, he'll probably say, "I thought it was absolutely fantastic."
I agree. I thought it was a fantastic film. But same as well, there were parts that I absolutely adored.
James, what did you think as a host of this movie?
I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, James has been on the podcast quite a few times. So if you don't know who he is, watch more podcasts. Watch another podcast.
That's different advice that you gave last podcast. You're like,
Yeah, just
Just
watch,
don't
someone,
watch someone
else. Yeah, so I thought it was fucking really, really good. I did think that because everyone everyone, all the animals looked so realistic. Everyone in the cinema looked realistic. Because the animals looked so realistic. When they were singing along to a song, or like just speaking in general, it looked like, you know, that TV show where they got real animals and they just dubbed over them saying like funny things.
Alan.
Steve! Yeah. Steve! Alan! Yeah. If you've not seen the show, that won't make any sense. We're not going to explain it. What it looked like, that's what they were doing. Because they looked so realistic, it didn't look like they were actually saying what they were saying.
Yeah.
So that like threw me out for, I'd say, the first third to half of the movie. I couldn't stop noticing that it didn't look real. And then I think maybe when it got to like Timon and Pumbaa,
They were so good.
Yeah, I just lost that because Timon was amazing. I thought Seth Rogen was going to be good as Pumbaa, which is perfect casting.
He is.
But
Timon was sick as well.
Timon, I don't know who the guy is that did Timon, but I recognise his voice. But he was amazing. Like, he killed it.
Yeah, I thought of that before I watched it because I'd only seen screenshots and the trailer. I've not seen it. Like, they released some of the songs or one of them before, but I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, neither did I.
So I thought it would be weird with them singing the songs, but it didn't bother me that much. I don't think it just was like I've seen a couple of recent live action animal movies like The Jungle Book, and like, so maybe I've got more used to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've seen a picture as well that was on our chat yesterday. I looked at it after I watched it, where someone had animated or
they'd made it more cartoony, more like the original film.
Which looks cool, and the original ones are amazing, but I kind of like that it's its own thing and it's more...
Oh, yeah, I don't think it should have been made to look like the original cartoon, just better, but I do think they should have made it less realistic with, I think the faces should have been... Sorry, hit the mic for the audio people. I think the faces should have been less realistic, so therefore everything else should have been a little bit less realistic, so that at least they could be saying things. And, like... When Simba was crying over Mufasa...
Yeah, you couldn't really see the emotion on his face.
He was just like, oh no, I killed my dad. But like, completely deadpan with his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, the child actor's voice acting, phenomenal. Like, he was killing it. I was like nearly crying just from that, but then it kept on throwing me out of the performance.
We had to go through Mufasa's death all over again.
I know.
Brought back PTSD of when I was like 4.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to like Scar in this film, but I thought he fucking killed it. Simba, a.k.a. Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover.
A.k.a. I just wanted to try and make you come up with another one. Right then. And Beyonce was pretty good as well, I think.
But that scene when it's in Hakuna Matata and Simba's growing up, and then he jumps out.
I really liked that scene.
Yeah, I can't. What's the line that he says when he jumps out?
Boo.
I know, when he's officially old. So, oh yeah, he goes, it means no worries for the rest of your days. Like when he jumps out the thing, and it's like you can tell it's a different voice. And I was like, oh my god, it's like
quick puberty.
And he like Donald Glover killed it in this movie. Like that gave me goosebumps when he jumped through, and I was like, oh mate, this is gonna be so good. I didn't like all of the warbly bits. There was a lot of warbling. Like Beyonce, when she was singing, "Can you feel the love
Is that called
tonight?"
Sounds like a made-up word.
When you jump all around notes when you don't need to. So I was over exaggerating. Obviously, she'd sing the notes normally, but then instead of tonight like that, she'd go like tonight.
Okay.
And just like hit all the notes in the scale that are around it to get to the final note. And it just felt like it didn't need it. Maybe
that bothers you more because you're a very musical chung boy.
Yeah. That doesn't happen in the original songs either. So I guess that's partly why I was annoyed. But I wasn't like annoyed at the overall thing.
Just like a little thing.
It was really, really well done on the whole. What would you give it out of 5 chunks?
Out of 5 chunks? Are we doing half chunks?
You could do half chunks.
I'd say 4.5 out of 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'd say 4 out of 5, maybe 3.5 in a couple of weeks. Once it's died down, because it was pretty sick. But I feel like most of that's nostalgia for me.
Yeah, I reckon if I watched that without having watched The Lion King itself, like the first one, and having all that nostalgia of it being like my best thing. Like I don't really like songs in movies in general,
Yeah.
But I love the songs in Lion King just because I
you
grew up with them.
Yeah.
So if I just watched that, not having any clue what the Lion King was, I'd probably be like, what's going on?
What's going on here then?
What's this? So yeah, if I had a kid who had never seen the Lion King before, I'd still probably show them the cartoon version first.
Yeah, I feel like it did a decent job of fleshing out the scenes. There were so many kids in the cinema when I watched it. I don't know about when you did.
That was a school trip of Spanish kids.
What?
Yeah.
They went all the way from Spain to come to the light cinema.
No,
and
just
stopped
talking the whole way through. It was well annoying.
That's very weird. One of the kids that was watching it for my screening, in the scene where Simba's like about to, the stampede scene just before it, where he's in the gorge and he's looking at that dragonfly. It was like pitch black. I was going to say it was completely silent. Because everyone kind of knows what's about to happen.
Mine was completely silent. And Spanish kids in one corner, giggling girls in the other corner. Mufasa falls off the cliff. Some girls in the corner go.
Wait, really?
Every scene. It doesn't matter what the scene was.
That's so annoying. But no, it was like completely silent this bit because everyone knew.
Yeah.
Mufasa was about to, the stampede was about to happen and what was about to happen, so we were all like anticipating it. And then this kid that's like was, I don't know, like 5 or something, just when Simba was playing with the dragonfly, goes, "Dragonfly!" And then he was like literally in the row in front of me, and he just turns to his dad and goes, "Simba, a dragonfly!" And I was like, "Oh mate, I don't want to see your face when this next scene happens."
Mufasa dead.
Daddy, lion fall. No, Daddy, why he sleeping?
Oof.
Just start crying.
Oof, taking it to my heartstrings.
Okay, so something has happened since we last did the podcast.
Oh.
Comic-Con. Oh. And the only thing that I care about that happened at Comic-Con, apart from maybe a couple of little things, is Marvel's panel. So they've not done Comic-Con for the last 2 years.
Oh, really?
Because they do Disney's thing. I can't remember what Disney's event is. DisneyCon, yeah, they do DisneyCon. And they usually do their DCon.
What do they usually do?
They usually do all their announcements at DCon. But this year they did a panel, obviously, at Comic-Con. So they announced everything for Phase 4.
I didn't watch it, but I saw all the tweets and all the reactions online.
So I figured it would be nice for me to go down, get your reactions from all of the like different announcements.
Sure.
And I'll come up with like things that could be happening that you might not know from like the comics and stuff.
Cool. Probably going to be a fair amount that I might not know.
Yeah.
But we'll do it.
And then it'll probably be me, apart from your initial reactions to the announcements, it'll be me going, "Cool thing from comics, wow," or "Cool thing from comics, shocked Pikachu emoji." So, the first thing that I want to talk about wasn't the first thing announced, but Thor Love and Thunder, which already like the logo looks amazing because it's all like 80s inspired and stuff. I know you said you didn't see anything from the actual announcements, but
this
what
is
do you
probably
know
what I know
about it?
most about.
Okay, go on. Describe, for people that don't know, you can be the fountain of youth. I meant to say knowledge, but my head said youth.
For everybody. The director who did Ragnarok is back for this one, which is
Taika
good.
Waititi.
Because he did a very good job with Ragnarok.
He did.
And Jane Foster is coming back, who is Natalie Portman, which I thought she was done with Thor and Marvel stuff.
Shouldn't you say that the other way around?
Nah.
Jane Foster, the actor, is coming back to play Natalie Portman.
Yep.
She did kind of say that she was done with it, and for Endgame, they didn't get her back. Yeah. They just reused shots from the old film.
And then they were like, "Actually, you can be female Thor," and she's like, "I'ma come back."
I think literally that's what happened. So like I think she got tired of being just this side character that just taps away on a laptop and does sciencey things that isn't really important to the plot. And now that she gets to have her own role, she's basically, I think, going to be the main character of this film.
Right.
And she was kind of like, all right, maybe I'll come back for that.
All right, then.
And she would have also seen Thor Ragnarok and how it's completely shifted the storyline of Thor.
Well,
and she was probably like, this is a better storyline that I want to be involved in. So
yes. And
yes.
Also, hopefully, she will have seen Thor rag the cock as well.
Brilliant.
And that would have persuaded her.
Is that why you just went, yes?
Yes,
You were trying to rope in Thor rag the cock.
I was trying to rope it in, but then you actually said something that made sense. So I was like, well, I'll kind of let him go for a little bit and then rag the cock.
That out of context. I'll probably let him go for a bit and then I'll rag the cock.
It's Liam's fault from First Impressions podcast.
From the First Impressions podcast.
But yeah, so the thing is that Thor isn't worthy enough to have his hammer, which we see in Endgame, right?
I don't think that's the case at all. You're like, what the fuck?
He loses his hammer
When?
in Endgame.
He doesn't lose his hammer. His hammer gets destroyed in Thor Ragnarok, mate.
Oh. Well, he doesn't have a hammer. No, in the original comics, doesn't he, like, he isn't worthy enough or something, so then Jane Foster's worthy enough, so she has the hammer, which is why she becomes the female Thor.
I'm not sure what happens in the comics. That might be, but
Okay.
I don't think that's where they're going to go this story, because they've already done the he's not worthy storyline. Then in Thor Ragnarok, they destroyed his hammer, but then in Endgame, because he went back in time, when he was in a universe where his hammer existed, he then goes like that and summons the other Thor in that universe's hammer.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm still worthy, which is sick. So I don't think they'd go in Endgame, oh, I'm still worthy. And then the next film, him be like, by the way, he's not worthy anymore. So what I think's going to happen is something bad happens to Thor, and there's a reason why he can't wield the hammer. And it's not that he's not worthy, it's just like he's incapacitated or something like that. And then Jane picks it up.
He gets Gundage, was what
He
you're
gets
saying.
Gundage, exactly. But there's a whole other like aspect to that film, which I reckon they'd be stupid to not include the Guardians in that film, Guardians of the Galaxy, because he left Endgame saying, as Guardians of the Galaxy.
He did.
So I can't imagine the Guardians not being involved. So then I don't know where the story's going to go. Because
they've got like 2021 or 22, whenever it was.
Whenever it is, mate. It just sounds so like far away, even though we're nearly in 2020.
Right. So there isn't going to be another Marvel movie until 2020 now. So there's not going to be another one this year.
I don't think so. I think Black Widow comes out next year. Yeah.
Okay.
She's the next Chunga. So there are a couple of people, quite a few people that have withheld. I nearly said that have held Mjolnir, the hammer. One of which is Beta Ray Bill. Beethoven held it. Mozart as well. No, this character called Beta Ray Bill, who seems to be, he's like an alien, but he looks like an alien horse.
Is this in the comics?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, otherwise I've missed that one.
No, he's not in any of the films. Don't worry. He's like this alien. He looks like a horse, but I think he's just an alien. And he has a fight with Thor in the comics, and Thor's like, mate, you're so strong. So Thor's got his hammer. I think Thor just goes, you're really strong.
Mate, you're strong.
Here, have this hammer. And then Beta Ray Bill becomes Thor, I think. I'm probably butchering that, but it's something like that. And then there's a whole series of Beta Ray Bill as Thor, and he's like loved by fans. Like if there was anyone to hold the hammer apart from Thor, they'd want it to be Beta Ray Bill. I feel like most Marvel fans. There's also a spin-off that is, I think it was a What If comic. There's What If Thor was a frog. So there's Frog Thor. A frog becomes worthy enough to hold Mjolnir.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, so there's a whole comic about Frog Thor. Basically, the fact that another thing that was announced, obviously, is the What If series.
Yes.
So the fact that that's existing, and in the next Thor we're going to get Lady Thor, the fact that those two things are existing, they could make like any character hold Mjolnir pretty much, like as a possibility. So I'm quite excited to see the possibility of Frog Thor. I think that would be fucking amazing.
Well, it sounds like something that I would make up in a random theory, so... Yeah.
Alright, get this. A frog becomes worthy Thor. And becomes Thor.
So, I'm behind that.
Yeah, mate. Now, next thing is the Eternals, or the Externals, as I accidentally called them in a text to Will. So, they're... Well, describe the Eternals, Will.
Oh, now we're talking. So they're going to be like the next big group of super people in the Marvel Universe.
I thought that's where you're going to end.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the Eternals.
Oh, that is sick. So, I mean, to be fair, I don't, like, read comics necessarily. Like, I read a couple, but I mainly just watch YouTube videos on the lore of it, because I find it really interesting. So I don't know too much about the Eternals. The main thing that I think that I know is I think their enemy is going to be the Celestials, because this is set like ages ago, mate, like far in the past of Marvel. It's not set in present day, but all of these characters are immortal, so they are still around now. They're just not like known. So the Celestials, we've seen one before holding a Power Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Do you remember that scene where there's a big dude? It's like a flashback. Yeah. They're in the basement of this guy that's got all of the cool shit, and he's got one of the stones, and then he's telling them about the Infinity Stones.
Vaguely remember.
So there's this clip where this big, it looks a bit like a robot,
big guy,
has a staff, and it's got a Power Stone in it, and he hits it on the ground, and he like destroys a whole planet. Do you remember that?
I just went to drink and nothing in it and went, Yes.
So that is a Celestial, and I think that's going to be some of the people that they're fighting against in this movie. Something that's interesting, well, cast-wise, there's a lot that's interesting, because the cast seems insane.
Yeah, David
Biggest
Beckham's
one.
in it.
Mate, imagine if David Beckham ends up in a Marvel film. That would be sick. I don't know what he'd do. What would be... Make up a character that you think David Beckham could be in Marvel. What property do you think he'd be closest intertwined with? Do you think it would be like a Hulk thing or like a Doctor Strange thing? What do you think it would be?
It'd fit in really well with Ant-Man, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so. But as a character or as David Beckham?
As David Beckham.
David Beckham playing David Beckham.
Yeah.
So like Ant-Man shrinks and then accidentally gets a ball kicked at him, and he grows back up and he's like, David Beckham.
That's David Beckham.
And he's like,
all right. No. David Beckham actually gets a lot of stick for being a fucking stupid idiot. But he's actually like alright. Yeah. He's a nice guy.
It's just a good meme, isn't it?
It is a meme. Sorry, David. And we know you're
David
watching.
Beckham? It is David Beckham.
It is, after all. Have you seen the video where James Corden gets a statue made for David Beckham at the LA Galaxy Stadium, and it's fully set up like a real thing?
Yeah,
and he tries to play it off. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
But it's a good video.
It's a good meme.
Good meme. But Eternals, Angelina Jolie's in it, isn't she?
Yes, mate. That's who I thought you were going to say instead of David Beckham. So the fact that she's in a Marvel film like blew me away. I was like, how is a film that she's not even playing like a major character that people would know? She's not even playing the main Eternal. She's playing like one of the lesser Eternals, and I'm like, how did they get her in this film? Then the main Eternal is played by Richard...
Ayoade.
No.
Imagine that would be sick.
No, I don't know his last name, but the guy from Game of Thrones.
Oh, Rob Stark.
Yeah, Rob Stark.
Guy. Yeah.
Richard Stark.
Richard Madden.
That could be...
I think it is.
You could have just made that up, but I trust you. I
think.
Yeah, he's the main one, and then there's lesser known actors that I've seen them in. I can't speak. I've seen all of them in things. I just don't know any of their names off the top of my head. But I'm very excited for that film. I think it's going to be really good. One of the reasons I think it's going to be good is the opposite of Celestials are Deviants. and I think that the deviants are like their version of mutants. So they're like we're humans.
As a person.
As a person, we're humans, and if we mutate, we become mutants.
Right.
So they're not celestials. They're Eternals.
Deviants.
And their mutation version are deviants.
So they're naughty boys, are deviants.
Well, they're just different versions, but I think they're seen as the bad guys in the Eternals' eyes. But I think it could be a way that they might introduce mutants to our universe, because I think mutants have been linked to deviants
Our
before.
universe.
Our universe, the
One
real
we
universe.
live in, with David Beckham and Ant-Man.
Yeah, so Thanos is also a deviant, although it's not been addressed in the MCU, but in comics he is a deviant. So, could be a possible link to mutants. Who knows? I just think that'd be really cool, because I want fucking Wolverine in the MCU as quickly as possible.
There's another Doctor Strange, isn't there, that they announced?
Yes, the
What's
multiverse.
that one called? Doctor Strange, the Multiverse.
In the multiverse or something like that. I butchered the name probably, but it's something in the multiverse.
Benedict Cucumber Snatch is coming back.
Cucumber Snatch, yeah. Who else is in that film?
Terry Crews.
He should be. Well, I should be. No, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. She's in it as well.
Okay.
Okay, do you know who she is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
She has a TV show as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
WandaVision.
And there's
Sounds shit, but probably
there's
good.
more TV shows, isn't there, that they announced for the Disney streaming thing?
Yeah, so there's the Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
But it's Falcon, but he's Captain America now.
Yeah. The Loki one.
Loki one looks
That one
sick.
would be cool.
Hawkeye, which the logo looks pretty shit.
Does it looks like a... I saw that one, I was like, looks like a 2000s Nickelodeon logo.
It so does. But
Drake and Josh.
There was a comic that's pretty much the only good Hawkeye comic that has that exact same logo.
Really?
And it's Hawkeye training up his daughter, Kate Bishop, to become Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, the best summer ever. That's what the logo looks
It's
like.
Hawkeye doing the welcome back, you're watching the Disney Channel, and then doing the Disney Mickey Mouse thing in the corner with a wand. Someone needs to edit that somehow and make that a possibility. So another thing that I want to talk about that isn't really like a Comic-Con announcement, it's just a Marvel thing. There seems to be a significant lack of some of the Avengers that we've known from previous films. So Hulk.
Well, Iron Man's dead.
There's a severe lack of Iron Man, and I'm worried. I haven't seen Endgame yet, but I'm just worried. No one's mentioning Iron Man. So obviously,
No Hulk.
Captain America and Iron Man haven't been mentioned much. Wonder why.
Captain America, back to the old pensioner's home. That took me a while.
Back to the past.
Back to the
I thought it was what you were going to say.
past. That would be cool, though.
Yeah, it would be. So I kind of want to speculate where Hulk could be, what Black Panther could be doing, what films,
Black Panther.
what films they're going to be sprinkled in. Spider-Man obviously has just had a film, but then he's not going to be in another film for 2 years.
Yeah,
That'll be a bit
Tom
strange.
Holland will be like the age of Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll have this big cliffhanger that was at the end of Spider-Man, and then we'll just forget about it for 2 years. And
so they're not like every single Marvel movie, right?
That's every single Marvel movie in the next.
So there's
years.
not going to be another Spider-Man movie for 3 years at least.
Well, in 3 years there could be it'll be 2 years from now, because we've got up until
So they went all the way through
2022. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they got up to 2022, didn't they?
just the beginning of it though. That's what.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing. But
yeah, I wasn't disagreeing with you. Yeah. So yeah, this is every Marvel
that's
film.
shit.
Yeah, they've said.
I thought they were just the ones that they were just announcing there.
I don't think
everyone.
so. Everyone in Phase 4, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot, but not ones like Spider-Man.
They've focused on the TV series, and they've said that the TV series, the reason that they're focusing on it so much is because it's going to be like they said it's going to be like nothing we've seen before. So I'm thinking it's like a stretched out movie. and it's just going to be episodical because they need a lot of time to tell the story.
Yeah, they'll be cool.
Yeah, but it's not Spider-Man, and it's not. So I'm hoping that he's going to appear in other people's films. Like there wasn't a Spider-Man for a while after Homecoming, but Infinity War, Endgame.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that long. Homecoming came out, was it 2 years ago or
It's 2015.
Was it? Nah, it was 2 years ago.
Let me Google that shit.
Because on my Snapchat time thing, the other day it said 2 years ago when we were playing golf at 2 a.m. And that's the night we watched it. 2 a.m, 5 a.m.
Don't call Spider-Man at 5 a.m. Clickbait.
2017.
2017. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Which is a good amount of time in between the two movies.
He's not wrong. Hey, it was July as well. Yeah, it wasn't like start of 2017. Yeah. Fuck. Why do I think it's so long ago? Don't know. But yeah, that's going to be pretty annoying not having a third for a while.
I think Hulk...
So maybe it isn't all the things. They've said that this is everything in Phase 4. I swear I've heard that multiple times. So they could just be lying and they'll announce a surprise.
Maybe. Especially after they were like, oh yeah, there's going to be loads of Spider-Man films.
Yeah. Well, they've said they're going to do like 3 different arcs, but I don't know how close together those arcs are going to be. But you'd think they'd get the 3 done. Yeah. Like relatively close to each other.
Yeah. Especially after such a big cliffhanger, like you said.
Yeah. But they've confirmed that there is a Spider-Man 3. They've not confirmed a date or when it's going to happen. But Spider-Man 3, Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and another film. I can't remember. But they've Fantastic Four. They've confirmed they are going to do a Fantastic Four movie. Well, no, they've confirmed Fantastic Four are going to be in the MCU, but they've not confirmed if they're going to do a movie of Fantastic Four or if they're going to appear in one of the movies that they've already announced for Phase 4. So
or TV shows.
Or TV shows. Be a bit lackluster if they introduce Fantastic Four in a TV show, I feel.
I think they're shit though, Fantastic Four. Compared to...
What? What?
Compared to...
What?
Compared to the Avengers and all the Marvel characters recently, Fantastic Four are like well below. The movie that they did...
The movies are shit. That doesn't mean the characters are shit, mate.
Okay, well, I only know them from the movie.
That's like only... Oh, you like The Amazing Spider-Man. Never mind, fuck off.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was going to say, like, imagine just watching that and thinking Spider-Man's great, but...
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. In the comics, first of all, they are, like, literally the first team of superheroes that Marvel ever created.
Yes.
And everything that exists that are teams are because Fantastic Four worked so well. But apart from that, like, they have some of the best, like, iterations and runs that are in, like, comic history. Mm-hmm. And
I don't read the comics and don't know about them, so I'm supposed to know that.
Well... Then don't be like, they're shit. Say, I don't know if they're good or not because I've not read the comics. I think these movies are shit.
I said they're shit from the movie that they've already released.
No, you just went, I don't care about them, they're shit.
That's all I know about them. That's all most people would know about them as well.
Yeah, so don't feed them fucking false narratives, mate.
I don't know. I think it's true. I think if they released the Fantastic Four as a movie, it would bomb compared to...
Oh no, mate, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. Because people have so high expectations for what the MCU are going to do now that they've got Fantastic Four back, it would bang, mate.
People who are
it would be like
really
a viral
into
movie.
it, like you, yes, but normies...
Fantastic Four, the latest one, I think did all right. Like, it was just slated, but I might be talking out my arse and it absolutely bombed. But
wasn't there surfer guy in an Avengers film? Was he?
Silver Surfer?
Yeah. Is he not in the Fantastic Four?
He's in the Fantastic Four. He's not in an Avengers film.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Wasn't he?
What? I don't know what you're...
He was in a recent Marvel movie, but everyone just forgot he was in it. I swear to God.
Everyone just forgot.
I swear you've even mentioned it, and that's where I got it from.
Nope. He's not. But Silver Surfer's not been in a Marvel film ever because he's not had the rights for it because it's the same property as Fantastic Four.
Blonde hair, like long. Surfery.
Adam Warlock.
I don't know.
That's Space Jesus. Adam Warlock.
Nah, because he's not been in it, has he? He was in an Avengers film.
Long blonde, a guy with long blonde hair. Thor.
Swear. Nah.
Moments later.
But everyone forgot that he was in it because it was just shit. They're the things that you said.
Everyone forgot.
I swear to God. Right, Google.
What am I going to Google? Everyone
Silver
forgot
Surfer.
he was in it. No, but because Silver Surfer's never been in a Marvel
Just
film.
Google it anyway.
In the MCU.
Silver Surfer in Avengers.
There's going to be things that come up because there was a reference in Spider-Man Far From Home about it, but
2 hours later.
Right, you definitely mentioned when we were talking about... So it might even be in this Homecoming video that you did. I don't even know. But when we were talking about some kind of Marvel thing,
yeah.
a lot of the time you go on about it and I don't know that much, so sometimes I zone in and out. But I clearly remember you saying this guy was even in the Avengers, but he was so shit that everyone forgot about him. But I just can't remember who it was. And in my brain, I just thought that was a Silver Surfer.
Maybe I was talking about a comic.
Maybe
he's never
not the Silver
been
Surfer.
in. He would never be a member of the
fucking
Avengers. But
No, not a member of. They were just in the movie. I don't know who it was.
I'm trying to think of who was a shit character that people forgot was in
Can't remember.
Avengers.
If I find
Hawkeye?
out, we
No
can
one
edit it
forget.
in here.
5 hours later.
I really want to try and get to the bottom of this.
346 minutes later.
Was he with Scarlet Witch, maybe? A blonde guy with Scarlet Witch?
Blonde guy, because Silver Surfer's just pure silver. That's why I'm even more confused about the blonde guy, who's called Quicksilver.
Yeah. There you go.
Fuck!
There you go.
Oh, that's so obvious though. As soon as I realised it
Silver
is.
Surfer, blonde guy, Quicksilver.
Well, as soon as you said, I think he was with Scarlet Witch. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, her brother in the in that film
okay.
and in comics.
Well, I think
Quicksilver.
I got the two confused.
And everyone did forget
There
he
you
was
go.
in Avengers because he was so shit. Because he's done really well in the X-Men series.
Okay.
Because he's kind of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are kind of mutants. They are in the comics, but we couldn't have mutants in the MCU, so they just said they're not mutants, but we're taking the characters. But yeah,
Okay.
so
There we go.
Quicksilver's a really cool character.
Riddle solved.
But why were we talking about Quicksilver? Because Silver
Fantastic
Surfer,
Four, yeah.
Fantastic Four. Right, okay, that
we
makes
are.
sense. Mate, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that though, because I was like, who's got blonde
Finally.
hair that's like the Silver Surfer?
This completely metal guy.
I mean, silver.
I mean,
That's all we need
Silver.
to say.
There we
David
are.
Silver.
Right, David Silver, Bernardo Silver. What else did you want to talk about? Fucking Marvel. We're talking about Hulk, and I did want to say that I think the Hulk is good as a supporting main character, if that makes sense, like he was in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Whereas if he had his own movie, I don't think it would be. Meh.
The Hulk films have been meh.
Yeah.
And they don't own the full rights to Hulk. They only, the MCU, I mean, they own the rights to be able to add him into the MCU onto another film.
Adam in.
He can't have the solo. He can't have a solo film, I don't think.
Right. Okay.
But I also don't think they care because they don't want it
Yeah.
to be in a solo film because it wouldn't go very well. So what film do you feel like Hulk would be in out of the ones that have been announced in Phase 4 so far?
What we got?
Do you think he would suit any of them? Because I'm trying to think. Apart
Well,
from
he
the
was
Thor
good
one,
with Thor, but
Yeah.
like this seems like a different kind of Thor.
seems like they're going in a different direction. Yeah.
And then what's the other ones we know? Just, there's a Chinese one, isn't there, that we've not talked about? Like
Shang-
a Kung Fu one.
Shang-Chi, I think.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. It does. I think it's going to be really good. It's the enemy in it is the Mandarin, who you might remember from Iron Man 3.
What, the actor Mandarin?
But the real
Not the
Mandarin.
actual Mandarin.
Yeah. So they retconned that the Mandarin is fake. They did a little short film, and the real Mandarin comes to the actor Mandarin and says, like, it's not the Mandarin, it's someone that's like one of his minions says, don't impersonate the Mandarin, and like threatens to shoot him and shit.
Okay.
So this enemy is going to be the Mandarin, and it's going to be the Ten Rings. They're like some evil organization.
That sounds cool. I reckon they do that well.
It will be really good. Hopefully, anyway. I feel like it'll be really good. But I don't know much about the character or what the film's going to be about, which I think is a good thing, to be
Hulk
fair.
comes in, goes up the ranks of karate.
Yeah.
From white belt
Well-
to black belt, second dan.
Hulk could be like going on a spiritual journey or something.
Finding himself backpacking in Asia.
He could be, mate, because he went off for a bit when he became one with Hulk and became Professor Hulk. That's what he was doing, wasn't he? He went off for a bit
he?
into like the hills and just like tried to become this. Maybe Shanghai Shang-Chi, I think I'm saying it wrong, is set...
Shanghai is a place.
I know, that's why but I think it's Shang-Chi.
Bye.
Let me Google it. It is Shang-Chi. Yeah, Shang-Chi, okay.
There we go. Sounds cool.
Yeah, we don't know when it's set, so it could be set in between Infinity War and Endgame, and it could be when Hulk was going off to become Professor Hulk, so maybe we get a Professor Hulk story arc in that film, which we kind of missed from Endgame. He just became Professor Hulk, didn't he?
First Reactions exclusive.
Yeah, so that could happen. Who knows? But I don't think he'd suit that film. He doesn't seem like he'd suit that kind of story.
Or Banner likes Black Widow, doesn't he? So could be in that one.
Yes, he could be.
Bit.
And that's set again. That's in between. I think Hulk's in space with Thor when Black Widow's set. I think it's set after Civil War.
Just FaceTime him.
Just FaceTime. He's like because he's Hulk in that film. Black Panther. Do you think he's going to be doing anything in any of these films that have been announced? I can't imagine him being in any of them.
Yeah, I can't see it. I do want to see Black Panther 2 though.
Yeah,
I really like
definitely. I was hoping that was going to be one of the films.
Me too.
But I think Spider-Man is going to be in Doctor Strange in the multiverse. Because obviously Spider-Verse happened. I feel like they might try and... It won't be the main plot because Doctor Strange's film... Yet? Nope. I bought it for my dad for his birthday, so I could watch it.
You should buy it for yourself, really.
So I am going to watch it now. But yeah, I think they're going to do like a multiverse Spider-Man thing in that somewhere, which would be fucking sick. But yeah, I think that's most of the... I mean, Captain Marvel, but who really cares about her?
Wait, what did they announce with Captain Marvel?
Nothing.
Oh.
Where is she?
Flying about.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Oh, that's what they announced, the Captain Marvel 2.
Flying about. Did they actually?
Yeah. Not
a movie?
Not in Phase 4, just that it's going to happen.
That's going to happen. Okay, cool. I quite liked the first Captain Marvel movie.
It wasn't too bad. I don't like her, but the movie was good.
The movie was alright.
Because Nick Fury. Samuel Fury.
Samuel L.A. goes to Los Angeles.
Samuel L.A. I assume you've heard of a person called Alinity.
I know what you're going to talk about as well.
So, have you seen her abuse
she
to animals? Yeah. So, if you didn't already know, Alinity is a Twitch streamer, and she had a bit of a drama with PewDiePie in the past because she copy-striked...
is that her?
Yeah, same person. She copy-striked one of his videos and got it like taken down because it had a 3-second clip of her in it, and he was talking about how these people use their body to break Twitch's terms of service and to profit off of prepubescent kids that are like, I want to see boobies. And they very clearly, it's not like they're just wearing whatever clothing they want to and then they're doing streams around other things. They are doing streams around the fact that they are showing off their body, which there are sites for that. Just go to a different website. Though,
they're not fucking taking all the clothes off. They just have a push-up bra on, and they're playing a game. Which I know
that part is fine.
Okay,
I think it goes against Twitch's terms of service, which I isn't law or anything.
Yeah.
So they should be banned because it goes against the terms of service.
Do you know what the actual terms of service is?
Yeah, you're not allowed to show too much skin. If guys take off their top on stream, you can get banned for it.
Okay.
So
that is a grey area though, because if a girl just has a low cut top, and you're like, no.
Well, it's one of those rules where there's no definitive line because when it's too much skin,
exactly.
it slowly goes like that. So it's a silly rule because then people that are quite clearly breaking it won't get banned because they're friends with Twitch, whereas people that do a little bit of a slip up and are totally fine would get banned because it's such a grey area. But no,
Did you get banned from Twitch when Sam and Jamie took their tops off?
No, it's alright. I got banned from Twitch for something completely different. I can't actually remember what it was now. But my gripe with it isn't that they're wearing whatever and just playing the game, because that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And also, the other thing that I have a gripe with is also totally fine, but it's completely against the terms of service. Like, it's not like even a grey area. They'll wear provocative clothing, which again, totally fine. They can wear whatever they want. And then instead of it being around the game, they'll make like the game the smallest thing in the corner. They'll be the main thing. And then, like we were talking about the donation whiteboard, they'll be like, "Oh, thank you so much for donating. Hold on, let me go to the whiteboard." And it's all the way across the room. And then they'll like drop the pen and bend over like constantly.
Yeah,
and
that's a bit dodgy.
But it's hard because that's okay. Again, like I think women should be allowed to do whatever they want, and if they want to go on a website and earn money for them bending over and picking up a pen, it's totally fine. Go to a different website that doesn't have that against the terms of service, because it is completely against Twitch's terms of service, and they should be getting banned for it, but because they have friends in Twitch, they don't get banned.
I agree with you, but I was going to be devil's advocate here.
Sure.
And say, if you were a girl with nice breasts...
What do you mean if?
Just take top off, Joe, that's what I'm trying to say.
Let me see them knockers.
No, if you... trying to find a way to phrase it. If you're an attractive girl and you liked watching Twitch streams and you liked playing the odd game or whatever, and you knew you could set up your own stream and probably make a fair amount of money from it by not doing much, do you reckon you'd do it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I probably would.
Yeah, but I think I'd do it so people would click on it originally and go, "Oh, this is an attractive person."
Yeah.
And then loads of Twitch streamers at the moment, people click on it because they're attractive, but then they also like keep the viewers by having a personality and actually playing the game and wanting to do it. I think that's totally fine. Like
that's great.
I think every single attractive female should 100% just get a Twitch account if they like playing games, because they will get like upper hand from everyone else, and I think that's a good thing, because there's not many places
There's nothing wrong with it.
that females get an upper hand in like business things, where you should make the most of the advantages you get. I think that's totally fine.
Like I said, if I was a girl, I'd do it.
Yeah. 100%. Like, that's what I mean. I've got nothing against them. Yeah. What is annoying is then the female streamers that do the exact, not even the exact same thing. Like, they will just be sat there playing games, and if they happen to be wearing a low-cut top, compared to these people that are basically selling their body for the views, because they like wiggle over to the things, like the person that is doing, they're just playing games and they're just a female that's wearing a low-cut top gets banned. The person that is only the camera and runs back for donations and stuff doesn't get banned because they have partners in Twitch. That's the gripe that I think most people have, and it is wrong. A lot of people go, well, all attractive people that wear low-cut tops should get banned because it's unfair. It's a stupid argument. But I think everyone should be tweeted equally.
Equally.
I think everyone should be treated equally.
Unless you yeet your cat.
Yeah, so this clip that I've got, which I'll be playing for the video version, is basically Alinity. She's playing a game and she picks up a cat and throws it behind her. And like, I'm pretty sure, like, obviously you shouldn't throw your cat, but like, cats are quite flexible and they usually like land on their feet. You could drop a cat, not throw a cat. You could drop a cat and it would be all right.
Probably.
Throwing a cat would not advise, but as I have no control over this cat being thrown, the GIF is quite funny. When it's on a loop, you just see the cat fucking get yeeted over them. So this is two streamers, both doing exactly the same thing. A cat, as they're playing, goes near their controller or keyboards or whatever, and they throw it over themselves. And Alinity, who has friends on Twitch, is totally fine, doesn't get banned. And the other person, who's doing literally exactly the same thing, got banned for 14 days. So weren't allowed to stream for 2 weeks. Lost their revenue for 2 weeks. It's the double standards that's stupid. And this got blown up recently because Peter did a tweet to Twitch, which Peter is stupid. I don't agree with a lot of what Peter go on about because they're so hypocritical.
They are.
But this particular thing, at least them tweeting about it, gets people to notice that this double standard.
Yeah. Also, I know this isn't what you're saying at all, but just because a cat is likely to land on its feet doesn't mean that it will be expecting someone to pick it up and throw it.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
Just mentally, that would freak the cat out, no matter how good it is at landing.
Yeah.
And just saying, oh, it's fine, it's a cat, it'll land on its feet. Because I've seen loads of people commenting that online. I'm not just saying...
Yeah, no, I know, yeah.
Like, that's saying, oh, a car has airbags, so you would just crash it. That's fine.
Yeah. Like, there's so many other ways that you could do that. You just, like... I mean, lose your game. Like, they're not really professionals. They're not, like, gonna lose out on, like, tournament money or anything. It's not like they're gonna lose their bills. They're receiving donations and stuff to just be on camera. They could lose that one game and, like, pick up their cat.
It takes
move the cat.
The same amount of energy to go to the side
than it is to go over you. Otherwise, like, or you could...
We're eating for the audio people.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You could just, like, push your cat to the side. Like, people, I think it's totally fine to, like maneuver your animal. Like, you don't have to full-on yeet it, do you? You could just, like, go, no, go over this side. And then, like, after the game's finished, then move it out the room.
Is this the only thing you've seen of her with a cat? Because another thing I've seen that's pretty gross. It's more gross than that.
The vodka thing. Yeah, disgusting. But that's a really old clip that's only coming out because this clip happened. So
that's worse than just throwing it. Like, just throwing it's like, you shouldn't do it, but it's not like...
Do you want to explain
not a bad person.
the vodka thing for people that haven't seen it?
She puts a shot of vodka in her mouth, and then the cat comes up to her mouth, because it's like, ooh, what's that? And she spits some of the vodka in the cat's mouth, and the cat just goes...
Yeah, she calls it a vodka kiss, which is a thing. Like, you do a shot, and then you kiss someone.
Maybe to a consenting human.
But not to a cat.
A consenting adult human. Yes, you can do that to me. A cat that doesn't know what it is, that was probably...
Thinking it's water or like, oh, hello. Yeah, vodka would be awful. It's poison for us.
It is poisonous. The cat has no choice in that.
It's disgusting, and that's the clip that Peter should have gone with, but they went with this clip instead, which I don't think there's any single way you can debate that feeding your cat vodka is okay.
118, no debate.
Whereas people could say, like, oh, it will land on his feet, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
and I saw people tweeting saying, like, I do that to my cat all the time. Not the vodka thing. Like, I throw my cat all the time. I'm like, well, that's bad. Just because you do it all the time. Hitler's like, what? I kill Jews all the time.
That'd be quite funny. I can just imagine that in some, like, Family Guy sketch.
An alternate universe where Hitler gets put on trial and he's like, what? I do it all the time. It wasn't just this once.
He's in the jury of someone that's, like... being judged for committing a crime, murdering a Jew, and he stands up halfway through and goes, what? I kill Jews all the time.
Wait, so somehow there's a Nazi that's being trialed for something and he's in the jury. He's not, like, arrested.
He's in the jury. He
stands up and then everyone's like, holy shit, it's Hitler. They didn't realise until that point when he stands up and goes, I kill Jews.
But a takeaway from this,
don't kill
Jews.
Be
nice to cats.
Oh. Slightly different takeaways.
I mean, both true.
I was getting a Chinese.
What?
Different takeaways.
Oh, I was getting Indian. Both very, very tasty. And we cheers to that.
We cheers to that. Last thing that I want to talk about, and then we might have time for bonus reactions. I don't actually know what time it is. Mate, it's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock.
When the fuck did that happen?
5 to...
5 cocks. Mate, there are 5 cocks on my screen. What did you click on?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I am a fan of cockerels myself.
Right then. This is something I wanted to talk about last week. That was loud. And it's about everyone getting really annoyed at Game Freak and Pokemon. So we talked about this before, about the national decks not being a thing in this new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Them, like, halving the amount of Pokemon that are going to be in it. And their reasoning was so that they could create a better looking game, give better animations, really focus their time on making the game solid, as opposed to like rushing it and making a half-hearted game with every Pokemon in. So I was okay with that. We were both like, yeah, that makes sense. Loads of people were really annoyed, but I was like, oh, it makes sense. So this is a video showing a Pokemon mobile game that's done in China, that's showing these Pokemon having a fight, and the battle animations look amazing.
Yeah, I think I saw it. Looks good, doesn't it?
And then it compares it to the animations that we've seen from Sword and Shield, which I don't know if you've seen any of the animations, but they are awful. Like, there's some decent animations. Like, if you were just picking the awful ones, and I just showed you all the awful ones, you'd be like, oh my god. But like, there are some good ones, but they've clearly, whatever they said about spending time on animations, they just did for some of them, but not all of it. So anything decent is going to be from the mobile game in this video.
Oh, okay, this shows both.
Yeah, so it's showing, like, comparing them. This is just, I don't know what this bit is. Okay, this is the mobile game. So, like, notice how the orbs are actually coming from his hands and he throws it. Blastoise, the thing's actually coming from his cannon, whereas in the games, it just comes from a thing in front of him. Because it's the same for everyone in the games. They just copy and paste the animation, whereas these animations are done for each individual Pokemon.
So is it not Game Freak that makes this then?
No, it's a different Chinese company. Fire Blast actually comes from his mouth. This is from the recent games. His head's down here, and the Fire Blast comes out here. And, like, double kick.
That's actually so annoying.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, in 2019, you could make such an amazing Pokemon game.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the animations that this knockoff game are doing. This is the same move in the two different games. It's insane. This isn't going to be very good for the audio people, I understand.
Watch the video, then
I think most people are, to be fair. But it's insane that, like,
that's mad.
Some knockoff Chinese company. This isn't licensed by Pokemon at all.
If they released that in English, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I'd definitely get that.
100%. And, like, the animations are really good. And this is on mobile.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that they were saying is we've got to make sure we up the animation style to fit the specs of the Switch. And we're not playing on a handheld anymore. It can be a handheld, but it's a home console. So we can put really sick animations in this. And then a mobile game has better animations.
That's it's just annoying, isn't it?
Yeah. Disappointing.
I like Pokemon so much, like obviously not as much as you, but still love it. And I just want a perfect Pokemon game. That's too much to ask for.
And I watched a really good video by Noggin talking about the complaints that people have received, that people are saying about Game Freak.
Yeah.
And the way he did a really good devil's advocate and would say an argument from one side, and then the argument from the other side about that, and then an argument from the other side. And each one of his arguments, because I didn't know what he was going to say next, he was almost swaying me to that side, and then he'd argue against it, and I'd be like, oh, you are right. So all I learned from that video was I'm very susceptible to what people say online. But you can't argue with that video where, like, they clearly need to spend a bit more work on the animations.
Definitely.
Like, if they just said we need to work on it, give us a year, I'd be down. Like, I don't want to play like a really bad Pokemon game.
First reactions
earlier.
would allow it.
Yeah, we'd allow it. Orangutan as president and another year for a Pokemon game.
And Prime Minister.
And Prime Minister. Another year for a Pokemon game and another year for a Prime Minister. It just really annoys me because of what you said. Like, I would love a really good Pokemon game, and it's the first one on the new console, the first, like, main series one on this new console, and it could be amazing. But there's just so many people shitting all over Game Freak and shitting all over Pokemon, and there's a massive hate train going around, and it's upsetting for me because I want to be on Pokemon's side, and be like, no, you're wrong. You don't hate on my beloved franchise. That's literally, like, the thing that I care about the most in the whole world.
Because it was perfect back in the day, but now obviously the gaming industry's changed so much, whereas Pokemon hasn't. What's
scary is I learned this from Noggin's video. The Pokemon franchise, as a franchise, is the biggest earning franchise out of any franchise in anything ever.
Wow.
And people say, well, that's a lot from merchandise and stuff, so the games don't get that. And then he broke down the statistics. Ooh. And from, I think, like, an average game, they make something, I could be getting this completely wrong, like 600 million from a game, from, like, one of their main series games that gets released.
Yeah.
Their budget for those games, 20 million.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
What?
that profit margin is fucking insane,
Yeah.
and they could just spend a bit more money, get more people, and make a good game. That's Game Freak as well. That's not Pokemon. Like that's
just Game
that's
Freak.
specifically what Game Freak make from these games. Because a lot of people defending them will say, "Oh, well, that's Pokemon's earnings. That's not Game Freak." So then Noggin broke it down and was like, "Yeah, but you can't argue against these figures." When COD,
Sort it out.
I think they profit like 60 million from their like every
Profit?
Yeah, profit 60 million.
But they spend a lot.
So they'll spend like 30 million maybe on a game or something like that, and then profit 60 million, so they make like 90 million something. I'm averaging these stats.
Okay.
I'm kind of making it up off the top of my head, really, but I think it's around that. But then you go from that to like 600 million. I don't know.
Mad.
That sounds wrong, but
Could be. But first reactions.
But first reactions, therefore,
we're
it's
the only
right.
5-star.
But it's close to that. Like, check out Noggin's video if you haven't already. GNOGGIN. Like, Noggin is in with the G. And that his latest video talks about that. It's like half an hour long. I didn't watch all of it, but it talks about that bit, and I was like, fuck man. Yeah. Do we have time?
Let me consult. Do we have time? He said we've got time.
He said we got time. We got time for bonus reactions. I should have got the thing up already. Where's it gone? Here we go.
Oh, it's a little bit quiet.
Bite-sized reactions. Wait, no. It's not actually
not
called bite-sized reactions. We
it's
rebranded
called
bonus reactions. We've got to make sure that we say bonus reactions.
of
Bonus reactions.
I almost said
It's
bite-sized.
the circle of bonus reactions.
He did it.
He did it. He's not wrong. So, I want to know, first of all, because I have a shit ton of bonus reactions that I basically every time that I see a funny video, I put it in this in this tab that I have, this
Full
notes
will.
tab. And I can't remember what any of them are because it's been a while since I've
for
put
you
one in
as
here,
well,
so it'll be a surprise for me. But before we click on one of mine, I just want to know if you have anything in mind that I could search or
I did have one, yeah.
go on.
Well, we can watch it.
Well, that would
If
be
we can find it.
that would be the
that'd
right
be
idea.
preferable.
Is it on YouTube? What would I type in?
What's the guy called to Rick Astley?
Rick
So
Astley.
it's just called Rick
Oh.
in
Rick in prison?
No, not Rick in Dumfries.
Dumfries.
There we are.
Does it need any explanation?
There is an explanation, but it makes the video worse. So without explanation,
Okay, without the
it's better.
explanation. So, for the audio listeners, what you're doing, but Rick Astley stood in front of a sign that says, "Welcome to Dumfries."
Hello there. I am not Calvin Harris, and absolutely nobody has asked me how to make these glasses.
What's that then?
I am not Calvin Harris.
No one's told me to make these glasses, did he say?
Well, in this video, we'll find out how he makes the glasses. I think, from what I remember. There's a very particular method.
Well, let's just keep going.
Well, I've come all the way to Dumfries in the southwest of Scotland to show you how to make these glasses, and this is my guide.
Alright, so he's just staring at the camera now. It's a bit weird.
Now, the first thing you need to do if you want to make a pair of those glasses is you've got to catch one of these bad boys. It's a fucking chicken.
I've forgotten it, so it's good again.
It's a fucking chicken! I thought he was going to say cock.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's a
god.
cock angle.
Holy shit, what the fuck? Will it, at some point, will it make any sense?
No. Until I explain it afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
Come on, you big bastard. Come to daddy, come on. I'm going to make you into a prime pair of spectacles. Thank you.
Oh my god.
And
Wait,
once you've got
so
your
this-
chicken roasted
okay,
by a
that's the
professional
chicken.
roaster, all you do is place it in the boot of your car and follow these instructions.
Okay. It's the old people in the
Next
background.
step is as follows. So you've got your chicken.
Is that bleach?
You've got your thin bleach.
Okay.
soak the chicken's arse in bleach.
Like you do. Oh my god, he's just
and then
stuffed it
hoist the
literally
bastard
inside the
into
chicken.
sea. Come on!
He's running, he's on the beach. Oh, that's not even in the water.
Lie back and let the sea do her work.
Lie back? Is he going to be lying down now? No.
Oh, what's it turn into?
A box of cereal? What is that?
Well, a month has passed and the sea has done her work. And what I found in amongst the seaweeds washed up on the shore just over there was this box of original cracker bread. The chicken has indeed turned into some original cracker bread.
What the fuck is this video?
But the fun doesn't end there. Next, we're going to be pinning some flowers to these bad boys and setting the cunts on fire. And now we're on our way.
Setting the cunts on fire. Oh my
I bet you
god.
didn't expect to watch this.
What the fuck am I watching?
I've now taken
You've
the
bought
cracker
some
bread.
shoes.
packet and I'm now going to place it on the floor and then pin these flowers to it.
Pin them? Oh, to all the cracker breads. Okay.
And the final step of this is setting them on fire.
Set the cunts on fire.
Do you remember our friend the shoe? Well, all we're doing now is
Our
our
friend
friend
the
the
putting
shoe.
the remains into the shoe.
Put the remains into the shoe. Okay.
Collecting it all up.
Yeah, he's in a very well groomed garden.
It looks like this. Now it's
He's
time to
staring
launch
at the
this
shoe.
into the river.
To the river.
Fella to sail off to the church where we'll meet him later.
We'll meet him later.
Good luck.
Good luck. It's just gonna sink in it, mate. It floated.
Floats to the church, of course.
Sorry. Look at it go.
Go, shoe, go.
Oh my god.
Oh, there he is. Our friend is. And now it's time to fill him up with Cocoa Pops.
Of course, the next logical step.
How long does this go on? We got another minute of this. What the fuck is going on?
And now she's ready to rock.
There's just some kids in the corner. Like, what is this old guy
All you have
doing?
to do now is thrash it with a branch.
This is all to make some glasses, remember.
Oh, obviously.
Every step is crucial.
He's probably going for that. Oh, mate. Don't
Go
need to
on,
explain
Rick.
what's happening for the
He's
audio
never going to
podcast.
give it up. He's never going to let it down.
He's always going to thrash it down on the shoe.
On the shoe.
And now she's ready to go in the oven. So the shoe has been well thrashed, and it's now time for the final stage of the process, which is putting her in the oven.
Please actually, turn the oven on. Oh,
Oh, boo.
boo.
Here for a week now, and it's finally time to pull her out of the oven.
What's it gonna
See
be
what
then?
now. Not yet though. Remember, when you're doing this at home, always wear your oven mitts.
Safety
Let's
first.
take a look.
Safety first.
Fidget.
Oh, it's the glasses.
Glasses.
What a pair of spectacles. That's it. That's the educational video
He's
over with.
wearing a pair of
Hope you found
glasses
it of
that
some
aren't
use.
those at all.
And all that's left for me to say now is good luck and take care of yourselves.
That's the video. Are you okay?
I just don't know.
So the first time I watched it was without context as well, and I was like, "What's recast? What?
I feel like it's one of the best videos I've watched ever.
It's pretty good."
That's fucking amazing.
There is an explanation
Giving that
if
a
you
like.
want it.
Go on, give me the explanation. So I'm not Calvin Harris.
So Calvin Harris has a link to it. So the description says, "I always love Calvin Harris's Calvin and Dumfries video, so I decided to make my own."
So should we watch Calvin and Dumfries?
So click on it, and I'm pretty sure.
Oh god, the quality of that, mate.
Yeah, it's like
And, a lot of people ask
120p.
me, how do you make those fly eyes? You know, the crazy wee glasses that you wear. I've come all the way to Dumfries in the southwest of Scotland to show you how.
Oh, so
So-
they're the glasses that he was wearing at the
Here's my
end.
guy.
The glasses that Calvin Harris wears when he DJs is those fly eye kind of glasses. And everyone was like, "Oh, glasses." So he made this video of how to make the glasses.
Is it actually how to make them?
No, he memes like
Is he doing
Rick
exactly
Astley
the same thing?
It's pretty much the same thing.
So
which
Rick
makes
Astley
it less funny.
did exactly the same thing.
I think it's slightly different, but pretty much the same
Mate,
thing.
it looks like it's literally in all of the same places. That's insane.
But yeah, I saw it first without any context, and I think that makes it better.
Yeah, and this one's fucking awful because of the quality.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's Rick Astley
I was like, I did not sign up to watch Rick Astley yeet a chicken into the ocean.
full of bleach.
But I'm glad that I am
Bleach
watching
his arsehole!
Bleach. Okay.
What did he say? Now we got the cracker bread. We're going to pin some flowers to it and burn the cunts. Fuck me. Oh my god. Well, I wasn't expecting that.
You're welcome.
That was amazing, mate.
Only the best and first reactions.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate.
I don't know how long some of my first reactions are going to be, but I feel like we should click on one of them.
Can I click on a random one?
So you click on a random one. Don't click on any of these. So all of these ones up here, yeah, any of those.
That one. Oh, it's
Okay,
the top one.
and it says 1108.
I closed my eyes.
I feel like this might be something that we've already seen because I don't delete stuff off it. It might be a. Oh,
it's a live. One of your old live streams.
Yeah, so it's from when I used to stream on Camp.
From the World Cup. So it's coming home.
It's from the World Cup one. What was it? 1108. Okay.
So
I've not. So okay,
it's just me and Jamie.
So still
I almost wore that top today as well.
Really?
That would have been a good meme.
Still of Jamie and Will. Will's rubbing his England badge. This is in the World Cup, like Will said. England were obviously playing. I think I'd left my stream to you guys.
Okay.
I think that's the context. I don't know what's about to happen.
Do you think's going to score the next goal if there is one?
If you get it right, I'll give you a shout out on my YouTube channel. Saviour just put Panama to score next.
Stop it, Panama!
Oh! They were right!
No! He called it! Lasavia!
What's his name? Lasavia.
Fuck you, Lasavia.
So, Lasavia, you need to give Lasavia a shout out on your YouTube channel.
Well, here we are on my YouTube
Fuck
channel.
off! This didn't exist then.
Lasavia. Shout outs to
Well,
you.
you need to, in your next Minecraft
Just
episode,
without any context.
yeah, you need to start off saying, "Hello guys, welcome back to the Minecraft video."
Shout out to Lasavia.
Shout out to
Carry
Lasavia,
on.
and then just carry on.
Right. It's gonna
It
happen.
has to happen because you said it in that video and you called it out. And at some point, I must have rewatched this stream
And you were like,
and
"Wills
got
didn't
really
do it."
annoyed that you didn't do it. So I linked it to
Gonna
myself.
Make him do it.
But I think it was a quality. Oh, fuck off! Did he just go?
I don't know.
Well, regardless of the camera going off,
It's a good meme.
it's a good meme, and I feel like you need to do that now. Okay, so in the next Minecraft video, if you give a shout out to Lasavia,
Right.
we'll talk about it. If you don't, I'll talk about it.
Well, we can react to it in another episode. So yeah.
Brilliant. I won't watch the Minecraft episode, so I can hear what you say, and then we'll watch it on the podcast. And if you
Okay.
don't say it,
What are you
I'll
gonna
be
do?
fucking no.
Oh, mate. Good episode.
That was a
We started off, we were like, talk about Marvel. Not really got anything else to say. Marvel was probably one of the smallest parts.
yeah, mate. And to be fair, I feel like it's one of the least interesting parts because we went on tangents, mate. We talked about some crazy shit this
We
podcast.
went on hypotenuses.
Yeah, we had two quite serious conversations
Actually, yeah.
about politics and about the terms of service on Twitch.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
and we were debating, mate.
One
We
would
had
have
a very serious debate about Fantastic But and the Silver Surfer. Don't know why I'm just recapping everything that everyone's seen.
You've just listened to this for an hour. Let's recap. But
As
no,
though this
you
is
don't know
gonna
what
go
you're
at
going
the
to get
start.
with first reactions.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
The only.
Well, I never really know until we get into the edit to find out just how alright it is.
True.
And then I'll be watching a podcast over it, and then after recording it, we'll think it's just a normal podcast.
Yeah.
And then I'll edit it, and I'll message Will like, mate, this is like the best
Pretty good
podcast we've done. So this is probably shit.
But the next podcast,
Yeah, stay
Conspiracy
tuned.
theories.
Conspiracies.
that's Joe's sex noise.
Thank you very much for watching.
I think with that noise, we should
Do
do
that.
the outro.
Do the David Beckham.
The outro's coming in from the top.
I'm not that good, mate.
Just zoom in on my hand going like that. And then a shit transition.
Star
Wide transition. Yes. Hey, is you?
Reaction podcast.
Why do I keep shutting the window?
When you close the curtains, you shut. That's why it's so hot. But I was like, oh, he probably doesn't want background noise. Which makes sense.
Yeah, no, I didn't wanted it open, mate. I thought it was open.
Oh, well,
Maybe I shut the window last time and I got annoyed at myself.
Probably.
Fucking like Jekyll and Hyde or some shit with windows.
Jekyll and Hyde with windows. Auto glass repair.
Also, glass replay.
Hyde, close the window. Auto glass repair. Jekyll and Hyde, close the window.
All right.